really getting into something fundamental, something we all grapple with. How people actually, talk in English.
Right, not just the textbook version.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever just wished you could understand everything people say? Or feel genuinely good, even happy, when you speak English yourself?
It's a common feeling, definitely.
So our mission today is, well, it's pretty ambitious. We want to dig up some real practical ways, actual strategies that go beyond just learning the rules.
We're talking about living the language, right?
Yeah.
Not just studying it.
Precisely, making it part of your everyday life. And we're doing this by looking closely at one learner's own story, his journey. It's quite compelling.
And the aim is to find a path to fluency that feels, simple, possible, and maybe even fun.
That's the goal. So this isn't just another lesson.
No, not at all. Think of it more as a shortcut. We've distilled the key insights from this personal story, this narrative called Your English Journey, a simple guide to fluency.
So it's based on real experience.
Exactly. Real challenges, real breakthroughs. We're not just showing you what good communication looks like. We're digging into the how and the why. How did this person get there? Why did these methods work?
Connecting the dots between the effort and the actual results.
Yeah, in a way that hopefully feels really relevant and, applicable to you listening right now.
Okay, let's start at the beginning then. Let's introduce David. He's our guide on this journey, a student from Spain.
And his reasons for learning English, well, they're probably familiar to a lot of people.
Totally. He wanted to talk to people from other countries. Simple as that. Travel, maybe work internationally, just live in a more connected world.
That desire for connection is huge.
Huge. And imagine, he starts with just a few words, like literally, hello and thank you. That's it.
Wow, quite the starting point.
But he's already dreaming big, thinking about having real conversations, understanding people when they talk fast, watching movies, reading books.
Even thinking in English, that's often the ultimate goal, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
So it sets up this incredible transformation we're going to explore.
And that initial feeling he has, my English is not good now. I mean, that's practically the entry ticket for most language learners, isn't it?
That feeling of not good enough.
Yeah, it can be paralyzing. But what's interesting about David is he doesn't just, wallow in it.
He does something about it.
Right away, he makes a conscious choice. He joins a language school in his town.
So taking action, that's key.
It's a definite commitment, not just thinking about it, but doing it. And that's really where his intentional journey kicks off. The foundation gets laid right there.
Okay, so David's in the school. And right from day one, English starts to shift for him. It's not just a class subject anymore.
It becomes something.
More, yeah. He meets his teacher, Sarah, from England, and she's described as kind, which is lovely, but also she speaks slowly to help the students.
That's so important, especially at the beginning. Reduces the anxiety.
Definitely. And his classmates. They're from all over. Italy, Poland, Brazil, China, Turkey, a real mix.
Which immediately shows you why English is so, necessary. It's the common ground.
It really hammers home that global appeal. And then Sarah says something that just clicks for David. He actually writes it down.
Oh, what was it?
She says, English is not just a language. English is a bridge. English connects people.
Wow, that's powerful. A bridge.
Isn't it? It reframes the whole thing. It's not about grammar rules, it's about connection. Why do you think that idea resonated so strongly from a learning perspective?
Well, that bridge metaphor, it taps right into the motivation. It highlights the why. Why are you putting in this effort?
Right, the purpose behind it.
Exactly. For David and his classmates, English isn't abstract. It's the direct path to something they want. That girl from Brazil wanting to see the U.S., English is her ticket.
The man from Turkey looking for an international job?
English is the key. The woman from China wanting to watch movies, it's about accessing culture, entertainment. It makes the language instrumental.
It gives it immediate value.
Absolutely. And Sarah spells it out. English is a global language. People speak English in many places. The source mentions airports, hotels, the internet, meetings, schools, shops, TV. It's everywhere.
David even notices it himself, right?
Yeah.
Signs, hotel staff talking, websites, his phone.
Yeah, his phone's in English. It just confirms how pervasive it is. It's the default language for so much global interaction.
So learning it isn't just academic, it's practical. It's necessary to navigate the modern world.
It's the thread weaving through everything that makes the learning feel urgent, purposeful.
Okay, so the why is clear, English connects, but then Sarah flips the script on how they'll learn. This is where it gets really interesting.
The methodology, always crucial.
She tells them straight up, we will not study hard grammar, We will not memorize long lists.
Okay, that's music to many learners' ears.
Right. She says, we will speak, we will listen, we will play games, we will ask questions, we will answer them. You can almost feel David sighing with relief.
Especially since he hated long grammar lessons.
Exactly. It's like permission to learn differently. A real aha moment.
It challenges that traditional, often rigid way of teaching.
And their first activity shows this immediately. It's just a simple circle game.
Okay, what did that involve?
Super simple. Say your name, where you're from, then ask an easy question. What's your favorite food? What do you do on weekends? Do you like music? Basic stuff.
Low stakes, high interaction.
Totally. But for David, it's huge. It's his first real go at speaking, picking up words naturally, starting to understand. It's active, not intimidating.
And you see the results almost instantly, don't you? That very same day.
Yeah. He's in a cafe, overhears some tourists speaking English slowly.
And he understands some of it.
Yes. And he feels happy. It's that immediate feedback loop. What I'm learning actually works out there.
That's incredibly motivating. Then later, the YouTube video.
Same thing. Watches a travel video, picks out some words, not everything, but some, and feels good about it.
It shows how quickly this approach builds confidence, that sense of, I can do this.
Then the next class, he's speaking more. He's less afraid. He makes mistakes.
And Sarah encourages it. When you make a mistake, you learn. Do not worry. That is such a critical message.
Game-changing, really. Taking the fear out of errors, seeing them as part of the process, not failures.
Exactly. It stops that fear from shutting learners down.
Sarah then zooms out, connecting it all to a bigger picture. She says, when people talk in English, they talk to the world.
Expanding horizons.
English helps you meet new people, understand new ideas, opens new doors. It helps you grow. And David really feels that. He wants to grow, open those doors.
The motivation's getting deeper, more personal.
And then comes the perfect real-world test almost immediately.
The lost tourist incident.
Yes. Class finishes. He sees a Canadian tourist looking lost, asking about the train station.
And David steps up.
He does. Uses his new English, talks for about 2 minutes, and successfully helps the person.
How did he feel afterwards?
He felt great. Not just proud he could speak, but proud he used English to actually help someone.
That's the bridge in action, real connection. It's not an exercise anymore, it's life.
Totally. And this crystallizes everything for him. He writes in his notebook.
What does he write this time?
English is not just a subject. English is a key. It opens doors to the world. It helps me connect with people. Now, I know I do not study English only for school. I study English for life.
Wow. That's a fundamental shift from obligation to opportunity, from schoolwork to life skill.
It perfectly captures why people really commit to English, doesn't it? That deep need for connection, for growth, for participating in the world.
Absolutely. It's the core motivation, connection.
So that purpose is lit. But how do you actually build the language itself? The words, the structures. Let's talk about vocabulary.
Building blocks.
It's Tuesday class. David's feeling good. And Anna from Poland asks the million-dollar question. What is the best way to learn new English words?
A question on every learner's mind. What was Sarah's answer? Because there are so many conflicting ideas out there.
Her answer was, well, deceptively simple. She says, reading is the best way to learn words.
Okay, just reading.
She explains why. When you read, you see the same words again and again. You see how people use them in real sentences. You learn fast.
So it's about context and repetition, not just lists.
Exactly. It taps into how our brains actually learn best through patterns, context, not isolated facts. You see how words work together.
It's more like absorbing the language naturally, like kids do. Incidental learning rather than brute force memorization.
Right. And David remembers his old school in Spain, memorizing long lists for tests, then forgetting the words right after.
Been there. So frustrating.
Sarah's advice is different. Read for 30 minutes every day. Consistency. Engagement.
Letting the words sink in naturally over time. It's a shift from studying words to experiencing them.
But David has a practical question, the one many people have. The books are difficult for me. What can I read?
Good question. So what's the solution?
Sarah shares a secret. Choose easy books. Books where you already know about 95% of the words.
95%. That sounds too easy.
That's what you might think. But she says it ensures you actually enjoy it, you understand the story, and then you pick up that remaining 5% of new words easily without getting bogged down or frustrated.
Okay, that makes sense. Keeps the momentum going. Avoids the overwhelm.
And then another crucial tip for when you hit one of those new words.
What's it? Don't tell me it involves flashcards.
No. Quite the opposite. She says, when you see a new word, don't stop. Don't try to remember it. Don't write it down.
Really? Just ignore it.
Not ignore it. She says, just look it up in a dictionary quickly, understand it, and continue reading.
Oh, okay. Quick look up and move on.
Yeah, the reasoning. When you read the same word many times in many places, your brain will remember it. You don't need to work hard. You only need to read more.
Leveraging the brain's pattern recognition, trusting the process of repeated exposure. Interesting. Less active work, more immersion.
And we see it work for David immediately. He reads the simple story, sees the word station, looks it up.
And then sees it again later.
Yep. And remembers it easily. He finishes the story, understands it, and learns 5 new words without actively studying them.
Effortless acquisition, almost. So for the listener, the practical step is find easy stuff. Graded readers, simple articles.
Exactly. Things you enjoy. Maybe about London, like David chose. Make it accessible. Make it engaging. That's the key.
And this reading habit leads to a big moment for him, right? At the job center.
Huge moment. He goes there, and because he's been reading consistently, he can actually understand most of what the woman at the desk is saying.
Wow. That must have felt amazing.
He answers her questions, understands the job details for a cafe and a hotel, and he thinks, 1 week ago I couldn't do this. Reading helped me.
Direct proof. Real-world application. That's powerful reinforcement.
And he gets the cafe job, which means even more opportunity to practice, to live the language.
Perfect. The strategy feeds directly into his goals.
David sums it up perfectly. When I read, I learn words. When I learn words, I understand people. When I understand people, I can speak. This is true.
It's a cycle. Reading fuels understanding. Understanding fuels speaking. The takeaway is crystal clear. Read every day. Something easy, something enjoyable. It helps more than lists. It builds confidence. It helps you speak.
Absolutely. Okay, so vocabulary is building, understanding is improving, but what about actually sounding clear? Pronunciation, that's a big one.
Oh, yeah. The intelligibility factor. Huge hurdle for many.
It's Wednesday. David's still progressing. But then June, a quiet student from South Korea, shares something really vulnerable.
What does she say?
She says, I want to speak like you. My pronunciation is not good. I know the words, but people do not understand me. And David gets it. He's been asked to repeat himself, too.
Oof. That's tough. Knowing the words but not being understood. So frustrating. What's Sarah's solution?
She introduces a technique called shadowing.
Shadowing. Okay, explain that.
She defines it clearly. You listen to a native speaker and you repeat everything they say right after you hear it. Like a shadow follows a person, you follow the voice.
Interesting. So immediate imitation. What's the thinking behind that? Why does it work?
Well, Sarah gets into the why. It's about the physical act of speaking. Your mouth, tongue, lips, jaw. It's used to your first language's movements.
Muscle memory for your native language.
Exactly. English needs different movements, different muscle coordination, maybe sounds that don't even exist in your language. Shadowing is like physical training for your mouth.
Training the articulators. Makes sense. Like learning a new dance move, but for your tongue.
Pretty much. She demonstrates it, plays a short video, slow, clear speaker. Good morning. I am very happy to be here. Pauses it. Class repeats, word by word.
Focusing on mimicking the sounds accurately.
David says it felt funny at first, which you can imagine.
Yeah, consciously moving your mouth differently can feel strange.
But he gets into it, and Sarah gives this vital piece of advice. Don't worry if your voice is different. The goal isn't perfection, it's clarity. The more you shadow, the better you'll sound.
Releasing the pressure of sounding native. Focusing on being understood. That's key.
They practice shadowing. Today is a beautiful day. Together. David feels his mouth physically learning. And June. Her speech improves, she smiles, the class applauds.
That's fantastic. Immediate positive reinforcement shows it works.
So, the practical takeaway for listeners.
You can do this at home easily. Find a short video, listen, repeat along with it. Just 10 minutes a day can make a difference.
And David applies this outside class, too.
Yeah, at football practice. He's playing with students from all over Japan, Brazil, Russia, Spain, Italy. He uses simple phrases. Pass the ball, nice shot, good job.
Short, functional stuff.
But he's actively speaking, listening, and trying to use that good pronunciation he's been practicing with shadowing, putting the training into action.
He keeps it up at home, too, right? Finding videos on his phone.
Yep. Listens, speaks along, feels his mouth getting better at it. He's building the habit.
And his understanding deepens. He realizes pronunciation isn't about being perfect.
It's about the process.
Yeah, it's about practice, speaking, Listening, enjoying the process. Less rigid, more about the journey.
So the core message is, want to speak clearly, speak daily, shadow the sounds, enjoy it. Be like a shadow, follow the voice, repeat. Your English will gradually sound clearer, more natural.
Makes sense. Consistent, enjoyable practice for physical adaptation. Okay, next big hurdle. Grammar. G word.
Yes. The source of much anxiety for many learners.
It's Thursday morning. David's excited for his first day at work, but first class. And Luca, from Italy, voices that classic fear.
Sometimes I want to speak, but I stop. I think about grammar.
Am I using the right tense? Will I make a mistake?
Ah.
Yeah, that internal grammar police.
David feels it too sometimes. So how does Sarah tackle this universal grammar anxiety?
Her approach is brilliant because it starts by clarifying the goal.
Yeah.
She makes this key distinction. There are two kinds of students. One wants to speak English, the other wants to pass an English exam.
Okay, interesting distinction. Why is that important?
Because the learning path is different. If your goal is speaking English, she says, you don't need to study grammar books. You don't need to remember all the rules. You can learn grammar naturally. Naturally? How?
By reading and listening. Like kids learn their first language through exposure and use, not rule books. It's implicit learning.
Absorbing the patterns without conscious study.
Exactly. But, she adds, if your goal is to pass an exam, then yes, studying rules, doing exercises, that becomes necessary. But for speaking, there's a better way.
And David is thrilled by this, right? Because his goal is to speak.
Totally. Permission to not obsess over grammar books is liberating for him.
So how does this natural grammar learning actually happen?
Sarah explains it beautifully. When you read, you see grammar in real sentences. Not just rules, but how grammar works. You learn it with your eyes.
Seeing it in action.
Then when you speak, you use the grammar you've seen. You don't even think about it. It becomes natural. Your brain internalizes the pattern.
Makes sense. Less abstract, more integrated.
And she gives them a practical tool, too. A website for learners showing grammar in context. Short texts, simple rules, lots of examples, different levels.
So they can see it applied. David tries it out.
Yep. Looks up the past tense. Reads 5 short stories using it. Finds it clear, easy. Learning through narrative, not just rules.
Then comes the real test. His first day at the cafe.
How does it go? Manager's nice, encourages him to talk to customers.
His first interaction. Customer orders coffee. David says, yes, of course, would you like milk?
And he realizes.
He used correct grammar without thinking about it. It just came out naturally.
Proof of concept right there. Natural acquisition in action.
Later, a woman asks if the cake is fresh. He says, yes, it is fresh. We make it this morning.
Okay, a tiny mistake there made it, but does it matter?
Not at all. The woman understands perfectly, and David feels proud. Communication achieved. That's the goal.
Exactly. Communication over grammatical perfection.
His reflection afterwards is key. I speak English with real people. I don't think about rules, but I use good grammar. This is amazing.
Grammar shifts from being scary to just being part of the language.
He uses that great analogy. Grammar is like water in a river. It moves with the words. It helps the sentence flow. But I don't have to control the river. I only have to swim in it.
That's such a fantastic mindset shift. Don't fight the grammar. Just use the language, immerse yourself, and it will start to flow naturally.
So the final takeaway for listeners worried about grammar.
Don't stress too much if your goal is speaking. Read more, listen more, speak more. Grammar will follow. It'll become part of your sentences naturally. David finds peace with it. I'm not afraid of grammar anymore. That's the goal.
Okay, we're building fluency piece by piece, but understanding fast, natural speech movies, real conversations, that's still a huge challenge. Listening skills.
The comprehension challenge, definitely a big one.
It's Friday. David's tired from work, but happy he's been using English. Sophia from Brazil brings up that common problem. I watch movies, but I don't understand much. People speak too fast. What can I do?
The too fast problem. We hear that all the time. What's Sarah's advice?
She gives a method that really works. First step, listen every day.
Consistency again.
Yeah, she compares it to brushing your teeth or eating. It has to be a daily habit if you want improvement.
Makes sense. Got to train those ears regularly. What's the second point?
Listen to easy audio. Address the too fast problem directly. If it's too hard, you get tired, frustrated, and you stop.
Right. Cognitive overload. Choose something enjoyable, manageable, so you actually keep listening, reduces the strain.
Then comes the secret ingredient.
Ooh, a secret. What is it?
Listen to the same audio many times, not just once or twice, maybe 5, 10 times or even more.
Repeat listening. Why is that so effective?
She explains the brain science. When you listen again and again, your brain starts to understand the sounds. You hear the words clearly. Your ears get better.
It's like peeling layers of an onion. Each listen reveals more. Your brain starts to tune in, differentiate sounds, catch things it missed before. Perceptual learning?
She demonstrates it. Plays a short, slow story on her phone.
My name is David. I live in London. I work in a bank. They listen again.
And students hear more the second time. Yeah. They pick up, I work in a bank, which they missed the first time. It shows how repetition helps the brain decode.
Tangible proof. And she mentions using subtitles strategically too, right?
Yes. Watch with subtitles first for understanding, then with how to challenge your ears, then maybe even shadow along with it. A step-by-step approach.
A scaffolded way to build comprehension. Very practical.
And David sees this working at the cafe. Customer orders a hot chocolate and muffin.
And he gets it all.
Perfectly. Understands the full sentences, responds naturally, feels excited. A huge jump from just a week before.
That real-world success is incredibly motivating. Shows the practice is paying off.
He practices at home, too. Finds an easy news video, watches it multiple times with subtitles. Without, his understanding climbs from 70% to almost 100%.
Then he adds shadowing on top.
Yep. Integrating the techniques, listening and speaking practice combined.
He uses that great metaphor too, doesn't he? Listening is like a muscle.
Yeah. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Simple, powerful, motivating.
So the final message for listeners struggling with fast English.
Don't just listen once. Pick easy stuff you enjoy. Listen many, many times. Your ears will get stronger. Your brain will adapt. You'll start understanding real people.
David makes it a habit listening on the bus, before bed. Consistent, enjoyable input leads to real comprehension gains.
Okay, we've covered a lot. Purpose, word, sound, grammar, understanding. But the final piece is often the hardest. Confidence. Speaking without fear.
Ah, the psychological barrier. Overcoming the fear of opening your mouth.
It's Monday. Dave is excited, wants to speak better. And Sarah confronts the fear directly. Many students are afraid to speak. But don't be afraid. Speaking is very important. You can speak even if it's not perfect. Mistakes are okay.
Reiterating that crucial mistakes are okay message. How important is hearing that repeatedly?
Immensely important for lowering that anxiety, that effective filter. It gives permission to try, then she gives the direct call to action. If you want to speak English, you must open your mouth.
No waiting for perfection.
Don't wait to be perfect. Speak now. Speak today. Speak with simple words. David writes this down. Speak now. Don't wait to be perfect.
That's a mantra right there. Counteracting the perfectionist paralysis. Just start speaking.
And the class activities are designed for this. Pair work, simple questions, free time, coffee or tea, favorite movie, the 20 questions game.
Low pressure, high interaction, getting them talking, laughing, building confidence through doing.
Exactly. And David gets positive feedback. A girl from Turkey says his English is very clear, which boosts him, and he connects it back to his practice.
The positive reinforcement loop. Practice leads to clarity, leads to confidence, leads to more practice.
Sarah even gives a tip for practicing alone.
What's that? Talking to yourself.
Pretty much. Go home and speak in front of a mirror. Look at yourself. Say simple sentences. What you did today, what you'll do tomorrow.
The mirror technique. Does it work?
David tries it. Says simple things. Hello, my name is Ariel. He laughs a bit, but says he feels good doing it. Hearing his own voice, building that self-assurance.
It normalizes the act of speaking English for your own ears. Reduces the internal critic a bit.
And this confidence shows up at the cafe. He's using useful phrases naturally. You're welcome. I'm happy you like it. People understand him. He feels good.
Then comes that lovely moment with the new student, Ben, from Thailand.
Yeah, Ben is shy, and David sees himself in him. So David takes the lead, speaks simple English, asks questions, makes him feel welcome.
Passing on the encouragement. Showing empathy. Sarah compliments him for it.
It shows how far David has come, from learner to encourager. That night, he tells the mirror, today I helped a student. I spoke with confidence. I feel proud.
Hitting that goal of feeling good when speaking, fantastic.
He uses the muscle analogy again here. Speaking is like a muscle. Use it, it gets strong.
Consistent action builds strength, so the final message on confidence.
Speak often. Speak with joy. Speak without fear. Want confidence. Do it now. Speak to someone. Speak to yourself. Just speak. Every time you do, your English gets better, and so does your confidence.
Brilliant. Don't wait, just start. Okay, the final frontier. Thinking in English.
The ultimate leap. It's Tuesday morning. David wakes up remembering a dream. where he was speaking English.
Ah, the dream sign.
And the key thing, no translation in his head, no Spanish first, just English. He's surprised, proud, a huge milestone.
That's a massive indicator of cognitive shift. What does Sarah say about this?
She calls thinking in English a powerful topic, addresses that constant mental translation many learners do.
Which really slows you down.
Exactly. She says fluent speakers don't translate. They think in English. That's why they speak fast. It's about automaticity, reducing that cognitive load.
And she says learners can achieve this too.
Yes, but it takes practice. Small activities every day. Start with one word, then sentences, then more. It's a trainable skill.
So what are these small activities?
Talk to yourself internally in English. Describe things you see. Plan your day in English in your head. Ask yourself questions in English.
Like waking up and thinking, okay, English mode on. What's the plan?
Precisely. I will go to school. I will eat lunch. Not translating, just thinking directly in English, building those internal pathways.
David tries this.
Yeah, walking to work, he mentally describes things. Sky is blue, trees are green, no Spanish involved. At work, cleaning tables, now I take the plate, now I clean the table. Feels weird at first, then natural.
Building the habit. She suggests a small game too, right?
Yeah, pick one thing each night, phone, shoes, and say 3-4 sentences about it in English. David does it with his shoes. These are my shoes. Black, comfortable.
Simple, targeted practice to force direct English thought construction.
And soon, he notices his brain automatically using English words first. Monday, not loons. Sandwich, not bocadillo.
Whoa. Organic internalization. English becoming the default label.
Then another big happens again moment.
Yeah.
Meets an Italian student who asks if he speaks Spanish. David says yes, but then chooses to speak English with him.
Even though Spanish was an option.
Yes. And they understand each other with simple English. No translation needed. That choice is significant, isn't it?
Hugely significant. It shows English is becoming cognitively easier, more accessible, even preferred for communication. The mental landscape is shifting.
David reflects. Today was good. Spoke English all day. Didn't translate, not even once. I feel my brain is changing. I am not just studying English. I am becoming a person who lives in English.
That's the destination, isn't it? Not just learning, but living in the language. A fundamental identity shift.
So the final advice on thinking in English.
When you do it, speaking gets easier, listening gets faster. English becomes part of you. It's hard at first, but practice makes it natural. Start small, use simple words, use your English brain daily. Soon, no translation needed. You'll think like a fluent speaker.
And when you dream in English, you know you're really getting there.
Exactly. It's a journey from effort to effortless internal thought.
Which brings us beautifully to the end of the course, but not the end of the journey. The last day of school.
A transition point.
David walks to school, feeling the difference. No longer nervous, but confident. I can speak, listen, understand, think in English. I feel good. A total transformation.
But Sarah emphasizes this isn't the end, right?
Crucially, no. She says, today is your last day here, but it's not the end. It's only the beginning. Learning English is a journey. It does not stop.
Lifelong learning. Continuous improvement.
Don't stop learning when the class ends. Use English in your life, not just the classroom. It's about integrating it fully.
Keeping the skills alive through real-world use. What practical tips does she give for continuing?
Read a story daily, listen to podcasts, write an English diary, talk to online friends, use English on social media, keep engaging.
And she mentions mistakes again.
Yes, every mistake helps you grow. Keep that growth mindset. And her final encouragement. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to keep going.
Perseverance over perfection. Such a key message.
David takes this to heart. After school, he keeps up his habits, reads a chapter, writes in his diary. I will continue every day. Makes new daily mini habits.
One story, one video, one note, one mirror sentence. Small, consistent steps.
At work, he keeps growing. He interacts with customers. Doesn't panic if he doesn't know a word. Asks for repetition, clarification. Finds people are helpful. Learning in the moment.
And he pays it forward, right?
Yeah.
Helping that new Brazilian student at the cafe.
Yes. Draws on his own experience. I was like you. I learned. You can too. Shows his transformation into a mentor.
And he acknowledges he still makes mistakes sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes I say the wrong word, but I don't stop. I keep going. Next time I'll say it better. Resilience. Growth mindset in action.
He joins an online group too. Expands his network.
Yep. Meets people from different countries, makes a friend from Japan, sends voice messages, gets that compliment from a Canadian. Your English is very good.
Real validation from the wider world.
He messages Sarah, his teacher. I still learn every day. You help me believe in myself. Her reply, I'm proud of you, brings it full circle.
Lovely moment. So his final understanding.
English is not only a language, it is part of my life. I'm not a beginner now. I am an English speaker, and I will keep going.
From learner to speaker. An identity shift. So the final call to action for everyone listening, based on this whole journey.
If you're learning, don't stop. Keep going. Do something small every day. Read a page, listen to a story, speak a sentence, think a thought in English, help someone else.
Make a small step consistently. Your English will grow, you'll feel stronger, and one day you'll realize English isn't just what you learn.
It's what you live.
Exactly.
Wow. What an incredible story. David's journey from just hello to truly living in English, it's really inspiring. We've dug into so many practical strategies, the bridge, reading, shadowing, natural grammar, listening, confidence, thinking. It shows it really is possible.
It absolutely is, and those pillars hold true. Read, listen, speak, think, not as chores, but as daily ways to use English. To keep learning, always, integrating it into your life.
Making it enjoyable, continuous. So as we wrap up thinking about David's journey, maybe think about your own. Here's a final thought to mull over. What one small, consistent English habit will you start, or maybe reinforce, starting today?
Where habit will help make English not just something you learn.
But something you truly live. Have you ever felt that flicker of curiosity, wondering how people truly become fluent in English? Not just, knowing words, but truly living the language, letting it become like a natural extension of your thoughts, your personality, or perhaps you're on your own journey, right? Yearning to connect globally, maybe unlock new opportunities. But sometimes that path feels a bit, well, stuck.
Definitely a common feeling.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into exactly that, how individuals transform from, let's say, hesitant learners into confident English speakers.
And crucially, how you can improve your English fluency, turning that aspiration into a tangible, deeply personal reality.
Right.
Our mission today is to unpack a really quite remarkable personal journey. It's one that distills practical, actionable strategies for, well, anyone looking to truly move beyond just studying English
Okay.
to actually using English and ultimately maybe living in English. We'll explore the why and the how behind transforming your relationship with the language.
We'll look at the principles that allow people to communicate effectively, naturally, in English every day.
Exactly.
And we've been handed some incredible source material today, excerpts from Mastering English, A Daily Journey to Fluency. It's a first-person account, a really vivid narrative from a student named David, who later reflects on his transformation as Ariel, interestingly.
Oh, okay.
And we hear about the profound wisdom shared by his insightful teacher, Sarah. This isn't just dry theory, is it?
Not at all. It's packed with surprising facts, specific examples, and those sort of illuminating aha moments that can empower you, the listener, to genuinely engage with and master the language.
Yeah.
And this isn't just theory. It's a proven path, really illustrated through David's profound transformation.
We get to follow his whole arc.
We'll trace his journey chapter by chapter through the core pillars of language acquisition. By the end of this deep dive, you'll have a clear step-by-step roadmap full of practical tips.
Tips designed to empower you to speak, understand, and even, well, think in English more naturally and confidently, just like David did.
Precisely.
The Why English is a Bridge, Chapter 1.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Our journey begins with David, right? A student from Spain. And his initial motivations for learning English are just incredibly relatable, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
What was truly driving him at the very start, before he even got into the nuances of, natural English communication?
Well, his motivations were profoundly human, and I think incredibly universal.
Yeah.
He wasn't just aiming for, say, a test score or a certificate.
Right, not just the paper.
Exactly. His sights were set on something far more personal, more expansive. He really yearned to speak to people from other countries, to understand their perspectives, to travel freely without those language barriers holding him back, maybe secure international job opportunities.
Yeah, the big stuff.
Fundamentally, it was about connecting globally on a deeper level. He describes his starting point quite candidly, too. He said he could only manage basic phrases, like hello, thank you, maybe ask for water. Very basic.
Wow.
But his deeper desire was much more ambitious. He craved real, spontaneous conversations.
The kind you can't script.
Exactly. He wanted to effortlessly understand rapid-fire native speakers, watch films, read books in their original English,
And the big one.
and crucially, to eventually think in English, to bypass that laborious process of constant mental translation.
You can almost feel his initial frustration, can't you? Imagine David with this whole world of curiosity buzzing in his mind, but only a handful of words to express it, like a tiny, struggling bridge over this vast chasm of communication.
That's a great way to put it.
It's such a common starting point for so many learners, isn't it? That huge gulf between what you want to say and what you actually can say.
It really highlights that initial barrier to just participating in fluent English conversations.
Yeah.
And what's truly fascinating here is how universal these motivations are. It really spotlights that language learning isn't just some academic pursuit. It's fundamentally about connection, about shared human experience, and about profound personal growth. It's about opening up entire worlds of possibility.
Worlds that were previously closed off.
Exactly. Transcending those linguistic boundaries to forge genuine relationships.
So David enrolls in a local language school, a decision that turns out to be pretty pivotal. There, he meets his teacher, Sarah, who's described with such warmth, kind, smiling, and importantly for beginners, speaking slowly and clearly.
That's key at the start.
And his classmates are this wonderfully diverse group, hailing from Italy, Poland, Brazil, China, Turkey. Just this vibrant international microcosm.
Yeah, and that diverse classroom setting immediately underscores English's, well, unparalleled role as a global connector, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's a living example of the very international world David aspires to join. Here, English isn't just a subject on the timetable.
No, it's the tool.
It's already serving as the common tongue, allowing these individuals from all these very linguistic, cultural backgrounds to interact, share, and begin to understand each other.
It really sets the stage for English as a practical, living tool.
Global communication, yeah.
And Sarah, his teacher, she delivers what David feels is this incredibly powerful, pivotal statement, something that seems to redefine his whole approach to learning.
Absolutely. Sarah's core philosophy, which David found so impactful, he actually wrote it down straight away in his notebook.
Oh, wow.
It was profoundly simple, yet kind of revolutionary. English is not just a language. English is a bridge. English connects people.
English is a bridge. I like that.
It's not just a catchy phrase, is it? It's a deep refrain. It transforms language learning from what can often feel like a dry, rule-bound academic exercise.
Yeah, very tedious sometimes.
Being an empowering tool for human connection. It's about actively building pathways, fostering mutual understanding rather than just mastering vocabulary lists or, grammar conjugations.
It shifts the focus from what can I know to what can I do and experience with this language.
Precisely.
I can only imagine the profound psychological impact of viewing English as a bridge rather than a barrier.
Right.
How might that fundamental mindset shift influence your motivation, your perseverance, especially when you hit those inevitable challenges, those frustrations that come with learning to speak naturally?
Well, exactly. If you perceive it as a bridge, every step, every new word, every understood phrase feels like it's actively contributing to building connections, expanding your world. Even a small mistake becomes like a necessary part of reinforcing that bridge's structure.
Okay.
But if you see it primarily as a barrier, every mistake or difficulty just feels like another brick in that wall.
Right.
A setback that could easily lead to discouragement.
Yeah, you just want to give up.
This bridge perspective fosters a really positive feedback loop for motivation. It turns struggles into opportunities for growth and connection.
So the teacher then asks the students their individual reasons for learning. And their responses beautifully echo David's own desires, don't they?
They really do. Things like travel, particularly to the U.S., getting those coveted positions in international companies, enjoying English movies without subtitles.
Yeah, the dream.
And, of course, that fundamental desire to just speak with a diverse array of people from all over the globe.
And Sarah powerfully emphasizes that English is truly global. It permeates everywhere. You find it at airports, hotels, all over the internet, in business meetings, conferences, schools, shops, on TV. It's unavoidable.
Right. And David, with these new eyes, quickly begins to observe it. English signs, hearing it spoken around him, seeing words on websites.
He even notes his phone settings are in English.
Exactly. He starts recognizing its pervasive presence in his life before he even truly masters it. He realizes how deeply intertwined English already is with the modern world.
That paints such a vivid and compelling picture of English's, well, ubiquitous nature, even for non-speakers.
It powerfully reinforces the why even further, doesn't it? demonstrating that English isn't just a useful skill for a select few.
No, it's integral.
It's an integral, undeniable part of modern global life. Understanding how to communicate effectively in English, how to engage in its conversations, becomes less of a choice,
And more of a necessity.
more of a necessity for fully navigating and participating in contemporary society.
Yeah. And then Sarah introduces what sounds like a completely fresh, almost revolutionary approach to learning, one that immediately grabs David's interest.
She absolutely does. Sarah's approach is a radical departure from those traditional, often intimidating, grammar-heavy methods that can just kill motivation.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
She tells them directly, with this warm but firm conviction, we will not study hard grammar. We will not memorize long lists.
Okay, so what will they do?
We will speak, we will listen, we will play games, we will ask questions, we will answer them.
Wow. Active.
It's not about passive absorption. It's pragmatic, use-focused, meticulously designed for immediate application, and crucially genuine enjoyment.
Learning by doing.
It's about learning by doing, by actively experiencing the language as it's spoken and understood in real-world contexts, rather than just dissecting it in a textbook.
So for you listening, how might this sound different from your previous language learning experiences? Does this focus on active use, on playful engagement, resonate?
It really represents a modern communicative methodology, doesn't it?
Definitely. And David's first taste of success, that initial spark of confidence, it comes remarkably quickly. He thoroughly enjoys a simple classroom game, introductions, easy questions. He finds himself laughing, participating without that usual self-consciousness.
That's huge.
Then, outside the classroom, something clicks. He starts picking up snippets of conversations from English-speaking tourists at a cafe. He even recognizes a few words in a YouTube travel video. He knows he's making mistakes, he's fumbling for words.
Yeah.
But crucially, that heavy weight of fear, that crushing anxiety about being wrong, it started to lift. He's not afraid.
That is such a crucial early win. A powerful validation of Sarah's method. It doesn't just show it works, but it immediately builds that essential confidence.
Yeah.
And Sarah, ever the insightful teacher, she adds another layer of meaning to this. She explains, when people communicate in English, they are talking to the world. English helps you meet new people. English helps you understand new ideas. English opens new doors. It helps you grow. It's about those expanding horizons.
That really crystallizes the practical value, doesn't it? And David has this powerful, affirming moment. He actually helps a lost Canadian tourist find the train station.
Wow. Using his new English.
Using his nascent English skills. This small act makes him feel great, just this surge of genuine accomplishment.
I bet.
He immediately notes in his notebook, English is a key. It opens doors to the world. It helps me connect with people.
See, it's not just about language, it's about profound empowerment. The ability to navigate the world, to assist others.
Yeah.
This initial segment, it just profoundly highlights that English proficiency isn't merely acquiring a skill or a set of rules.
It's bigger than that.
It's a gateway to a larger identity, to becoming, as David later realizes and beautifully describes it, a person who lives in English. It's about the profound impact on your personal landscape, on your self-perception, transforming you from an observer into an active participant.
Understanding not just the words, but the culture, the connection that comes from genuine, confident communication in English.
Exactly that.
Building blocks of fluency words and pronunciation, chapters 2 and 3.
Okay, so David's brimming with motivation. He gets why English matters as this bridge, and he's even seen it in action helping that tourist.
Yeah, the foundations are there.
But how does he actually start building the fundamental components, specifically acquiring that robust vocabulary, and then, just as crucially, making himself understood clearly, sounding more like someone who, communicates effortlessly in English?
Right, the building blocks.
This is where his journey gets really intriguing. A classmate, Anna from Poland, she voices a question that I think echoes in the minds of so many language learners. What is the best way to learn new English words?
The perennial question.
It's a constant challenge, isn't it?
It really is. And Sarah's answer is direct, refreshingly simple, and maybe surprising to some who are used to more, let's say, conventional methods.
Which is?
Reading. She writes it prominently on the board and explains. When you read, you see the same words again and again. You see how people use them in real sentences. You learn fast.
So it's not about rote memorization.
Not primarily, no. It deeply emphasizes contextual learning, which is far more effective for long-term retention than trying to isolate words from their natural habitat.
Okay.
Repetition in varied, meaningful contexts naturally builds vocabulary recall and helps you internalize the organic ways English words are used in conversation and writing.
And her practical advice for reading is absolutely key to making this work, right? First, commit to reading every day, at least 30 minutes.
Consistency is vital.
But crucially, choose books that are easy. Sarah recommends you should already know about 95% of the words.
That sounds counterintuitive to some, maybe. Like, shouldn't you challenge yourself?
That's what I thought. But she argues this isn't about being lazy. It's a vital threshold.
Yeah.
It makes reading enjoyable, prevents overwhelm,
Right.
and allows your brain to naturally infer the meaning of those few new words from the context. David, who initially only liked reading in Spanish, found this 95% rule made English reading feel accessible, engaging.
That 95% rule is indeed critical. If a book is too challenging, it just quickly becomes a chore, doesn't it? An exercise in frustration rather than discovery.
Yeah, you just put it down.
And you lose that immense benefit of natural acquisition. But then Sarah reveals a secret that directly challenges those deeply ingrained traditional learning methods.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's the secret?
She says, and this is where it gets really interesting, when you see a new word, don't stop. Don't try to remember it. Don't write it.
Whoa, hang on. Don't write it down. Don't stop. That's like the opposite of everything I was ever taught.
Exactly. It feels rebellious, doesn't it?
Yeah. What's the magic behind not stopping? How does that work?
It taps into the brain's natural learning pathways, much like how kids acquire their first language. When you look up a word quickly, maybe just a quick glance at a dictionary app, and then immediately return to reading, you're not forcing immediate rote memorization, which, as we know, is often fragile, easily forgotten.
Right. In one ear, out the other.
Pretty much. Instead, you're allowing your brain to encounter that word repeatedly in varying natural contexts over time. Each subsequent encounter, maybe days or weeks later, builds subtle neural connections.
Like tiny puzzle pieces?
Exactly. Eventually, a robust understanding forms from these distributed exposures rather than a single, isolated, and often fleeting memory attempt. It leverages our brain's incredible capacity for pattern recognition, contextual learning.
Making vocabulary truly stick.
That's the idea. David vividly contrasts this with his Spanish school's method writing long lists, forgetting them right after the test.
We've all been there.
His own experience with the word station, looking it up briefly, seeing it again shortly after in another text, and then effortlessly remembering it, perfectly demonstrates this principle. It's about letting the language sink in.
Through meaningful engagement.
Yes.
And the real-world application of this strategy for David is almost immediate and incredibly validating. After class, following Sarah's advice, he heads to the library, finds some easy English books. Soon after, armed with this growing vocabulary, he confidently navigates a conversation at a job center and successfully gets a job at a local cafe.
No way! That quickly?
Yeah, he can hardly believe his progress. He marvels, 1 week ago, I could not do this. Now I can speak, I can listen, I can read, I can understand.
Whoa.
He realizes with this jolt of satisfaction that the very words he'd been passively collecting from his easy reading were now being actively used in real life.
That tangible, rapid transformation, not just motivating, it's genuinely exhilarating, isn't it?
Totally.
And this leads to David's profound realization, a powerful core belief that reshapes his entire learning journey. When I read, I learn words.
Okay.
When I learn words, I understand people.
Right.
When I understand people, I can speak.
It's a chain reaction.
It's not just about vocabulary acquisition and isolation. It's about building this interconnected, synergistic system of understanding and expression.
So, for you listening, how might this holistic view shift your approach? Moving from isolated word memorization to integrated, genuine communication.
It's about seeing words as tools for connection, right? Not just items on a list.
Absolutely. Okay, so learning words, seeing them solidify into understanding, undeniably a significant step.
Huge step.
But sounding clear, being genuinely understood by others, that's another crucial piece of the puzzle. What about tackling pronunciation, which can feel incredibly daunting?
Oh, definitely. Especially when you're aiming for clarity and confidence in spoken English.
And this is precisely where a quiet student, June from South Korea, he articulates a very common frustration. He says he knows the words, he has the vocabulary, but people often don't understand him because of his pronunciation.
Ah, the intelligibility issue. Yeah. David immediately relates to this, recalling his own sadness, that self-consciousness, when he was repeatedly asked, say that again, or saw that blank look.
Oh, that's the worst feeling.
It really is. This shared experience powerfully underscores the critical importance of clear, intelligible pronunciation in effective communication. It's not just what you say.
It's how you say.
Exactly. So Sarah, the teacher, she has a unique solution for this, doesn't she? Something beyond just repeating words listlessly.
She introduces a powerful technique called shadowing, and she explains it in a way that immediately resonates. You listen to a native speaker and you repeat everything they say.
Everything.
You repeat it right after you hear it. It is like a shadow. You follow the voice, mimicking its every contour, its rhythm, its intonation.
Like a vocal mimic.
Precisely. This technique isn't just passive listening. It directly addresses that often overlooked physical aspect of speaking a new language, the muscles.
It actively trains the specific muscle movements, mouth, tongue, lips, jaw muscles, typically accustomed to your first language's sounds,
Right.
to produce English sounds more accurately and fluidly. It's like a physiological workout for your articulatory system.
Helping you internalize the melody, the nuances of natural spoken English.
Exactly. The rhythm and tune of the language.
And Sarah didn't just tell them about it. She demonstrated it beautifully in class.
Right.
She played a short video, a man speaking slow, clear English. She played a sentence like, "Good morning, I am very happy to be here." Pause it, and have the students repeat, trying to match him exactly.
And how did they react?
Well, David notes they all felt a bit funny at first, maybe a little silly, trying to mimic someone perfectly.
I can imagine.
But soon, the initial giggles gave way to focused effort and genuine enjoyment as they practiced, feeling their mouths move differently.
And crucially, Sarah immediately reassures them, alleviating a major source of anxiety.
What does she say?
Do not worry if your voice is different. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to speak clearly and be understood.
Ah, clarity over perfection. That's huge.
This vital distinction is incredibly liberating for learners. It removes a significant psychological barrier and strongly encourages consistent, even joyful, practice.
It's about effective communication, not necessarily sounding like you were born in London or New York.
Precisely. Practical communication.
And this isn't just a classroom exercise, right?
Yeah.
Sarah recommends incorporating it into their daily lives.
Yeah, just 10 minutes a day of shadowing, using short, engaging videos, making it a habit.
And David, the diligent student, he immediately applies this in his real life. He starts noticing a tangible, almost physical shift. His mouth feels like it's learning something new. He senses his tongue moving differently, adapting.
Wow.
He even applies this during casual football practice, using short functional phrases like, pass the ball, nice shot, good job.
Integrating it right into his hobbies.
Actively trying to improve his pronunciation of these simple commands while connecting with his new friends from diverse countries.
That integration into everyday activities is absolutely key to cementing the learning, making those English sounds and rhythms feel truly natural.
David's core belief on pronunciation really brings this home. It offers a profound insight for all of us.
What's that?
He says, pronunciation is not about being perfect. It is about practice. It is about speaking. It is about listening. It is about enjoying the process.
Enjoying the process. That's key.
He understands the consistent, mindful effort embraced with enjoyment rather than chasing some unattainable ideal is the true path forward.
Imagine how freeing that is. Knowing that steady, enjoyable practice, rather than chasing elusive perfection, is the key to clear pronunciation.
And to truly sounding more natural and confident when you speak English.
Absolutely.
The Mechanics, Grammar, and Listening, chapters 4 and 5.
Okay, so far we've laid some incredibly strong groundwork. Building words through reading, refining sounds through shadowing.
The foundations are looking solid.
Now, we move on to the mechanics. How do we tackle the structure, grammar, which for many feels like this tangled web of rules?
The dreaded G word.
Exactly. And then the equally crucial skill of truly understanding what others are saying, particularly when they speak quickly, naturally, in English.
Two big hurdles for a lot of learners.
Luca from Italy raises a very common concern, one that I bet many of you listening deeply share. He says, "Sometimes I want to speak, but I stop. I think about grammar. I am not sure if I use the correct tense. I don't want to make a mistake."
The grammar paralysis. I know it well. David, again, deeply resonates with this, recalling his own worries about sounding wrong or uneducated.
It's that moment of just freezing up, isn't it?
This paralysis by analysis is a very real apprehension for countless learners, a significant barrier to spontaneous communication.
So how does Sarah address this?
She tackles it head-on with remarkable clarity, making a critical distinction between two very different types of students and their goals.
Okay, what's the distinction?
For those whose main goal is simply to want to speak English, she offers incredibly liberating advice.
Let's hear it.
You don't need to study grammar books. You don't need to remember all the rules. You can learn grammar naturally. You can learn it by reading and listening.
Naturally, like how kids learn.
Exactly. She draws that powerful comparison to how children effortlessly acquire intricate grammar just through immersion and exposure.
But there's a but, isn't there?
There is. She clarifies a crucial nuance. If you want to pass an exam, then yes, you must study grammar rules explicitly.
Ah, so the goal dictates the method.
Precisely. That distinction is vital.
This is a huge reframe for learners. It immediately frees them from that often stressful burden of rote grammar study if their main goal is just conversation.
Mm-hmm.
David, who always disliked grammar books and just wanted to speak and use English daily, feels this profound sense of relief.
You can imagine. It champions an implicit organic learning process. Sarah explains the mechanism behind it.
How does she say it works?
When you read, you see grammar in real sentences in its natural habitat. You don't just see isolated rules. You see how grammar actually works, how it functions in dynamic communication.
Learning with your eyes.
You learn it with your eyes, absorbing patterns subconsciously. Then, when you speak, you naturally start to use the grammar you've absorbed. You don't even have to consciously think about it. It becomes intuitive.
Just like native speakers often communicate, right? Not consciously applying rules, but using internalized patterns.
Exactly. It's based on that deep exposure.
She even provides a practical tool to help with this natural acquisition.
She recommends a specific website designed for English learners. It presents grammar concepts in 3 levels: basic, intermediate, advanced.
Okay.
It uses short, engaging texts, clear explanations of the rules, but crucially, numerous examples.
Seeing it in action.
David immediately explores it, finds a rule about the past tense, reads 5 short stories applying that tense, and finds it clear and easy to understand because he's seeing it used.
Not just abstract theory. He appreciates that practical, contextual learning.
And this natural grammar learning immediately translates into real-world effectiveness for him.
How so?
At his new job in the cafe, he's confidently taking customer orders. He finds himself using grammatically correct English without consciously thinking about verb conjugations or sentence structures.
Like what?
Phrases like, "Can I have a coffee, please?" Or,
Yeah.
"Yeah, of course, would you like milk?" They just flow naturally.
And even if he makes a small mistake.
That's the key point. Even when he makes a common mistake, like saying, "We make it this morning" instead of "We made it this morning."
Yeah.
The customer understands him perfectly, and he understands her response.
Communication achieved.
Exactly. This anecdote perfectly illustrates that in real-life conversation, effective communication and mutual understanding are the ultimate goals, not flawless academic grammar.
It shows that even with minor imperfections, people communicate effectively in English, meaning over absolute accuracy. David's profound and really beautiful metaphor encapsulates this new, liberating perspective on grammar.
Oh, I love this metaphor.
It says, grammar is not scary. Now, grammar is part of the language. It is like water in a river. It moves with the words. It helps the sentence flow. But I do not have to control the river. I only have to swim in it.
Isn't that fantastic? For you, our listener, this shift from feeling you need to control every grammatical nuance to simply swimming in the flow.
It transforms the learning process from stressful to intuitive, doesn't it? What does this mean for your confidence when you speak?
It changes everything. It moves the focus from anxiety about mistakes to the sheer joy and freedom of communication, trusting your brain's capacity for patterns.
Allowing yourself to speak, knowing natural correction happens with continued immersion.
Yeah.
Okay, so understanding grammar naturally through exposure is one piece. But how do you go from hearing words to truly comprehending, especially when people speak quickly or use connected speech where words blur together?
Ah, yes, the listening comprehension hurdle. Often a massive leap for learners.
Sophia from Brazil expresses this exact common struggle. She watches English movies but doesn't understand much because, as she puts it, people speak too fast.
A huge hurdle for many. Because natural speech isn't just separate words, is it? It involves rhythm, intonation, word reductions, elisions.
Things that make individual words almost unrecognizable if you're not tuned in.
Exactly, if you're not trained to hear them in that connected context.
So Sarah outlines a simple yet incredibly powerful method for tackling this listening barrier. She writes on the board, listen every day.
Making it a daily habit like brushing your teeth. Essential.
Then she adds another crucial directive, listen to easy audio.
This is absolutely fundamental. If the audio is too hard or too fast, it just becomes overwhelming, right? You get tired, you give up.
Yeah.
The key is choosing easy, enjoyable audio that you can mostly understand. But the real secret, the profound insight she reveals is repeat listening.
Repeat listening.
She tells him, listen to the same audio many times. Not just once, not twice, maybe 5 times, maybe 10 times, maybe more.
Why so many times?
She explains this focused repetition allows the brain to start to understand the sounds more deeply, to disentangle those blurred words, to hear each word clearly.
Training your ears.
And crucially, for your ears to get better, almost physically tuning into the English soundscape. She demonstrates this by playing a short, slow story.
Yeah.
Maybe, my name is David. I live in London. I work in a bank.
Okay.
After listening once, then again, students excitedly noticed they heard new details the second time, like, I work in a bank. Details completely missed the first time around.
So it's not just hearing, it's active recognition and processing.
That's it, exactly.
And Sarah also advises using subtitles strategically as part of this?
Yes, a multi-stage approach. First, watch with subtitles to grasp the context fully.
Okay.
Then watch again without subtitles to really challenge your ear. And finally, if you're feeling confident, try to speak along with the video, combining it with that shadowing technique we talked about.
Comprehensive practice.
This multi-stage, iterative approach is incredibly effective. It supports the brain at different levels of challenge.
And David experiences a truly significant real-world breakthrough applying this method at work.
Yeah. What happened?
A man orders a hot chocolate and a muffin. David finds himself understanding everything perfectly without asking, sorry, or looking confused.
Fantastic.
He responds confidently, smoothly, yes, of course, anything else? This moment is a profound personal victory for him.
I bet.
He reflects. 1 week ago, I didn't understand much. Now I understand full sentences.
That tangible, real-life progress is not just motivating, it's powerful proof that the method works.
Totally. And David, of course, doesn't stop there, energized by this success. He goes home, finds easy English news videos, watches them repeatedly with and without subtitles, then practices shadowing along with the speaker.
Seamlessly combining those powerful techniques. That continuous combined practice is what truly solidifies the learning, hardwires those new neural pathways for comprehension.
David's analogy sums it up beautifully, doesn't it?
Which one's that?
Listening is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes.
Yeah.
He starts integrating listening into every part of his day, morning, bus, before bed, noticing his comprehension improving exponentially.
So for you, our listener, how does this idea of actively training your ears through consistent, repeated exposure to easy audio change your perspective on improving comprehension?
It's not just passive hearing. It's active recognition.
Yeah.
It's developing that finely tuned linguistic ear.
Absolutely.
The practice speaking and thinking, chapters 6 and 7.
We've covered the foundational elements then. Building words, refining sounds, internalizing grammar naturally, sharpening listening.
A lot of ground covered already.
Now, we arrive at what many consider the culmination, confidently speaking, and truly integrating English into your mind by thinking in it.
This is where you really start to feel like an active, natural participant in English conversations, right?
Exactly.
David acutely observes that many students, just like he used to be, are simply afraid to speak.
Yeah.
Held back by that pervasive belief that their English isn't yet good enough. This self-doubt, this fear of mistakes, is an incredibly powerful inhibitor.
It stops you before you even start.
It often prevents learners from ever taking that crucial leap into active communication.
So Sarah, recognizing this deep-seated psychological barrier offers incredibly direct, empowering counsel.
What does she advise?
If you want to speak English, you must open your mouth. Don't wait to be perfect. Speak now. Speak today. Speak with simple words.
Wow. direct and powerful. David, recognizing the truth in her words, diligently writes these sentences down in his notebook, like a new mantra for action.
Yeah.
This advice directly tackles that insidious trap of perfectionism that cripples so many learners. It doesn't just promote immediate action.
Yep.
It inherently includes accepting mistakes as unavoidable, indeed necessary, part of the learning process. It's about building momentum.
Allowing imperfection to be the springboard for progress.
Rather than waiting for some impossible, flawless ideal. Without that initial step of just opening your mouth, you can never truly engage in that dynamic give and take of authentic English communication.
She then introduces practical, engaging classroom activities to gently push them into speaking.
Like what?
Simple pair questions. What do you do in your free time? Do you like coffee or tea? What is your favorite movie? Things that encourage low-stakes interaction. They even play a fun 20 questions game, which forces spontaneous, descriptive language. David finds himself genuinely enjoying these games, laughing easily with classmates.
Breaking down the barriers.
And a girl from Turkey even spontaneously compliments his very clear English.
Validation. That must have felt amazing, highlighting the impact of his earlier listening and reading practice.
Total.
Sarah also provides a crucial tip for practicing alone, a technique many fluent speakers probably use without even realizing it.
Which is?
The mirror technique, she advises. Go home and speak in front of a mirror. Look at yourself. Say simple sentences. Say what you did today. Say what you want to do tomorrow.
Speaking to yourself in the mirror, does that really help?
Apparently. She says, when you speak to the mirror, you build confidence, you hear your own voice, and you become comfortable with the act of speaking English aloud.
Okay.
David, now reflecting as Ariel, tries this immediately, speaking simple sentences to himself. Hello, my name is Ariel. I live in London.
And
He feels surprisingly good. Hears his own voice clearly, feels a tangible surge of empowerment to speak more, even just to himself.
so that solo practice boosts his internal confidence, which then translates beautifully to real-world interaction.
It seems so. At the cafe, his confidence continues to blossom. He finds himself effortlessly responding to customers with short, useful, genuinely natural sentences. Phrases like, "You're welcome," and "I'm happy you like it." He discovers this deep, unexpected joy in speaking and just being understood, feeling truly connected.
Yeah.
And then we witness another powerful layer of his transformation, helping others.
Oh.
A new, quiet student from Thailand named Ben joins the class. David, recognizing his past self and Ben's shyness, takes the initiative.
That's great.
He approaches Ben, introduces himself, gently engages him in simple English conversation, helping Ben feel more relaxed, more welcome.
Paying it forward.
David reflects on this with profound empathy. I remember when I was new, I was shy too. Now I feel better. I want to help others.
That beautifully demonstrates how teaching or assisting other learners is remarkably powerful for solidifying your own understanding, reinforcing material.
And dramatically boosting personal confidence. Absolutely. For you, our listener, how might you find opportunities to speak English, even simple sentences, maybe with friends, colleagues, or even solo practice?
To build your confidence and truly participate. David's core belief here echoes earlier lessons, reinforcing that holistic nature of language learning.
What does he say?
Speaking is like a muscle. When you use it, it becomes strong. If you speak every day, even a little, you will feel better. You will feel more confident.
The muscle analogy again, it really applies across the board, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
Okay, so this leads us to what many consider the ultimate marker of true fluency, moving beyond that constant, laborious translation.
Right. The holy grail for many learners.
What then is the undeniable sign that you're not just learning English, but truly internalizing it, integrating it into your mental landscape, making it an organic part of your thought process?
It's the moment David experiences a truly significant milestone, a clear indicator of deep immersion.
Which is?
He dreams in English for the first time.
Wow. He dreams in English.
Yeah. He recounts a vivid dream where he spoke with a woman at the cafe without any conscious translation, noting with surprise, it was all in English. I didn't translate. I didn't think in Spanish first.
That's incredible.
He feels genuinely surprised and incredibly proud of this breakthrough. Sarah confirms this is indeed a great sign of progress.
To dream in a language suggests such a deep level of internalization. Sarah's insight into this is crucial for understanding the mind of a truly fluent speaker, isn't it?
It is. She explains the cognitive mechanism. Fluent speakers don't translate. They think directly in English.
Okay.
That is why they speak fast and fluently. They don't stop to mentally translate every word from their native language.
Translation creates a bottleneck.
Exactly. A cognitive bottleneck, a delay that significantly slows down both thought and speech. Thinking directly in English removes that barrier entirely.
Allowing for more natural, rapid, effortless communication, like native speakers. Direct access to meaning.
Precisely.
And Sarah doesn't just explain why thinking in English matters. She provides small, concrete, highly actionable daily activities to actively foster this mental shift.
Exactly. Simple yet profoundly effective practices, like talking to yourself in English, describing things you see around you, planning your day mentally in English, asking yourself small questions in English throughout the day.
David applies this immediately and creatively, right? Describing his surroundings walking to work. The sky is blue, the trees are green.
Mm-hmm. At the cafe, mentally narrating his actions while cleaning. Now I take the plate. Now I clean the table.
Before bed, describing a mundane item in his room, like his shoes, in a few simple sentences.
These seemingly small internal monologues are profoundly powerful for rewiring the brain to operate directly in the new language.
After just a few days of consistently applying these practices, David notices a subtle but profound change.
What kind of change?
When he thinks about the days of the week, he now instinctively defaults to Monday instead of the Spanish lunes.
Wow.
For lunch, it's sandwich, not bocadillo. His brain starts accessing and using English words first, almost on autopilot. He remarks, "It just happens."
That highlights the brain's incredible plasticity, its remarkable ability to adapt and reorganize. With consistent, focused input and dedicated practice, the mental landscape truly begins to shift.
Integrating the new language as a primary mode of internal thought.
This is where the magic of thinking in English truly becomes apparent, transitioning from conscious effort to effortless, natural processing.
He even experiences a conscious moment of choosing English. He meets an Italian student at school.
Okay.
Though both could easily speak Spanish, David consciously thinks, wait, I don't want to speak Spanish, I want to speak English.
And they do.
They proceed to converse entirely in English, using simple words, understanding each other perfectly without translation. It does a powerful act of agency.
That's a significant moment of self-agency, a firm commitment to the language as his primary tool. David's powerful conclusion brings this whole segment to a beautiful summation.
What does he say?
I'm not just studying English. I am becoming a person who lives in English. His notebook entry encapsulates this profound identity shift. Think in English, speak in English, live in English.
Imagine the sheer freedom and confidence that comes from truly living in English, where it becomes an effortless extension of your thoughts, dreams, daily interactions.
This, we argue, is the ultimate goal, and it's absolutely achievable for you, the listener.
The journey how to keep going. Chapter 8.
David's journey has been just incredible, really transformative, moving from that nervous, hesitant beginner
Paralyzed by fear sometimes.
to a confident English speaker who communicates freely, connects deeply, and even dreams in the language.
An amazing mark.
But learning a language, as we know, isn't a final destination, is it? It's a continuous, evolving path, much like life itself.
Always more to learn, always ways to grow.
So, as his formal lessons conclude, what's next? How does someone sustain this incredible momentum, continue to refine their ability to use English naturally, effectively?
Right. It's the last day of school, a bittersweet moment. David reflects on his initial nervousness, his fear of mistakes, and contrasts it vividly with his current, deeply ingrained confidence. He can now speak, listen, understand, and importantly, think in English. He feels strong, capable, profoundly ready to continue this personal journey.
And Sarah's parting words really resonate with this lifelong perspective, don't they?
They really do. She says, "Today is your last day here, but it is not the end. It is only the beginning." Learning English is a journey. It does not stop. You can continue. You can improve every day in every interaction. And she powerfully adds, don't stop learning when the class ends.
Use it in your life.
Use English in your life. Integrate it into your world, not just in the classroom.
And that last piece of advice is so critical, isn't it? Shifting from English as a subject to an integrated tool for living, a genuine extension of your daily existence.
Absolutely. True fluency thrives on consistent real-world application. making it a habit, not just a task you check off.
To support this lifelong journey, Sarah offers a wealth of actionable advice, practical tips that seamlessly integrate English into daily routines.
Yeah, lots of good ideas here. She recommends reading one story every single day,
Okay.
listening to engaging English podcasts, writing a personal diary in English to cement thoughts and vocabulary,
That's a good one.
talking to friends online in English, actively using English on social media.
These aren't burdensome assignments. They're organic ways to keep English alive, functional, ever present in your daily life.
Turning learning into living. And Sarah, ever mindful of those psychological barriers, reiterates a core philosophy David is now fully internalized.
Which is?
If you make a mistake, it is okay. Every mistake helps you grow. And critically, you don't need to be perfect. You only need to keep going.
Keep moving forward. David internalizes this deeply, his personal mantra becoming, next time I will say it better.
That positive self-talk, that acceptance of imperfection, is absolutely crucial for sustained learning. And understanding that everyone, even native speakers, makes small errors.
Yeah, absolutely.
David consciously, deliberately builds these new daily habits into his routine. He makes time to read a story, watch a short video, write a small note or thought in English.
And speak a sentence or two in the mirror still.
Yeah. He continues to speak actively, confidently at work, now adept at gracefully asking for clarification when needed. Can you say it again, please? Or, I don't know this word. Can you explain?
No shame in asking.
None at all. He embodies the bridge metaphor even further by helping a new, shy Brazilian student at the cafe, sharing his own inspiring journey. I was like you. I didn't know many words, but I learned. And you can, too.
That's fantastic.
He also joins an online English group with people from many countries, exchanging voice messages, forming friendships, like one with a new friend from Japan. His world is demonstrably larger, richer.
These actions are a profound testament to how far he's come, demonstrating his deep internalization of that English is a bridge philosophy, actively using it to connect and empower himself and others.
And in a beautiful full-circle moment, David receives affirming external validation that solidifies his self-belief.
Oh, yeah.
Someone from Canada, a native speaker, genuinely tells him, "Your English is very good."
Wow, that must have felt incredible.
Simple compliment, huge impact. He then writes a heartfelt thank you message to his old teacher, Sarah, who replies with words that truly touch his soul. "I am proud of you." This positive feedback loop learning, confidently using, helping others, receiving genuine validation, it reinforces his fluency and builds an unshakable sense of self-efficacy.
So for you, our listener, how can you find or actively create your own community, your own sources of encouragement to keep that momentum going? Keep practicing, affirming your progress.
It's so important.
David's final, powerful entry in his notebook brings his journey to this beautiful, impactful conclusion.
What does it say?
I am not a beginner now. I am an English speaker, and I will keep going.
Powerful.
He reflects on the entire arc, recalling hearing people on the train and not understanding, getting his first job, speaking confidently in class, finally dreaming in English.
The whole journey.
It all culminates in this ultimate, profound realization. English is not only a language, it is part of my life. English is not just what I learn, it is what I live.
And that's the ultimate aspiration for you, our listener, to internalize English to the point where it seamlessly becomes a natural, living, breathing part of your existence.
Where you effortlessly communicate, connect, thrive in English in every aspect of your life.
Transforming from an external skill to an intrinsic part of who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outro.
Wow. What an incredible deep dive into David's journey. From that hesitant beginner, sometimes paralyzed by fear, to a confident English speaker, a natural communicator, and even, amazingly, a dreamer in the language.
Let's go with the transformation.
We've seen how each piece of powerful advice from his insightful teacher, Sarah reading for context, shadowing for clarity, getting grammar naturally, mastering listening through repetition, how it all built synergistically.
A truly holistic, interconnected approach to becoming fluent,
Yeah.
joining that global conversation.
Yeah.
And what's truly fascinating here is how these seemingly simple, approachable steps, when applied consistently, playfully, with genuine enjoyment,
Right.
create this comprehensive, integrated path to fluency. It's not about isolating skills or chasing academic perfection. It's about actively integrating English into every aspect of your life, making it a living, breathing language, not just a learned one, becoming an active participant.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? If English truly is a bridge to the world, A powerful key to new opportunities, a vital muscle strengthening with every bit of consistent use.
Then the provocative thought for you to carry forward is this. What small, consistent, and genuinely enjoyable step can you take today, right now,
Hmm.
to make English a more integral, empowering, and effortless part of your life? Perhaps that dream of thinking or even dreaming in English isn't so far away after all.
It's all about how you start to actively engage, embrace English as a living language.
Mhm.
Remember, as we've learned through David's compelling story, it's not about being perfect from day one.
Definitely not.
It's about persistence, consistent practice, and most importantly, finding joy and connection in the journey. Start small, but start now.
Your ears will learn, your brain will reorganize and help you. And one day, you'll find yourself understanding and speaking with real people in real life, with the confidence you once only dreamed of. Host, speaker, and expert speaker. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Go out there and make English a vibrant, living part of your life.